All right, let's talk about something that's a really big deal for anyone who loves Canyon Lake. This invisible threat from invasive species. Seriously, it's a battle for the health of our water, and it's one we need to be paying attention to right now. So let's get into what's actually at stake.
So the whole reason we're talking about this comes from an article that kicks things off with this question. Now look, for a place like Canyon Lake, the answer is pretty obvious, right? They're foes. But what exactly makes a species a foe? And why are lakes like ours especially vulnerable? That's what we're going to unpack.
Okay, first things first. We need to get a handle on the basics. When we talk about these unwelcome guests, what are we really up against? Here's the main thing you got to understand. These aren't just new critters showing up. They're basically ecosystem bullies. They hitch a ride, maybe on a boat or some fishing gear, and then they just take over. They spread like crazy, elbowing out the local plants and animals that keep the lake healthy, and the whole system just gets thrown completely out of whack.
And this right here, this slide lays it out perfectly. On the one hand, you've got the lake we all know and love. Everything is in balance, the water's clear, the fishing's great, but then look at the other side. That's the chaos an invasive species brings. We're talking less oxygen in the water, way more algae, and a really tough time for our native fish. It's a completely different lake.
And believe me, this isn't some abstract problem. Just imagine trying to take your boat out, but the propeller keeps getting tangled in these super dense underwater weeds. That's hydrilla. Or think about invasive carp just mucking everything up, turning the water cloudy and making it way harder for the bass and crappie to thrive. These things directly mess with the fun we have on the lake.
Now, as serious as those threats are, there's a new one on the scene in Southern California that is, frankly, alarming. People are calling it a golden menace.
So meet the main villain of this story, the golden mussel. It's tiny, it's from South America, and it is unbelievably destructive. This is not just another pest, you guys. This thing is a total ecosystem wrecker. And just look at the trail of destruction they leave. We're talking about huge colonies of these things literally cementing themselves to everything. Water pipes, docks, the bottom of your boat. They can completely clog up our water systems, which means massive repair bills. And maybe worst of all, they filter all the plankton out of the water, basically starving the entire food web from the bottom up.
If you remember one thing from this whole explainer, let it be this quote right here. This is not a problem we can just deal with later. Prevention is the only thing that works, because once they get a foothold, they are here to stay. Period.
Now I know what you might be thinking. Okay, sounds bad, but it's probably somewhere else, right? Wrong. This threat is, and I mean this literally, knocking on our front door.
Just look at this timeline. Just this year, they were spotted up in the Sacramento-San Joaquin Delta, and now they are confirmed to be in Silverwood Lake and Pyramid Lake. I mean, those are major reservoirs right in our backyard. The arrow is pointing straight at us. It doesn't get much more immediate than that.
So how do they move so fast? It is frighteningly easy. A tiny bit of water left in a bilge, a few microscopic larvae stuck to a boat trailer, that is all it takes. One single boat that hasn't been properly cleaned could launch into Canyon Lake and start an invasion we can't reverse.
Okay, so the threat is real and it's close. I get it, that's heavy stuff. But here's the good news. We are not helpless in this fight. In fact, we, you and me, are the first and most powerful line of defense.
This right here, this is our secret weapon. And the best part is, it's super simple and something every single person can do. Clean, drain, and dry. It's that easy. Clean off any gunk, plants, or mud you can see. Drain every single drop of water from everywhere. And then just let it all air dry completely. That simple habit stops these invasive hitchhikers dead in their tracks.
And hey, it's not just about the big motorboats. You gotta check everything. Your paddle boards, your fishing lures, your waders. If it touches water, it needs to be checked. And please, never ever release live bait or old aquarium pets into the lake. And finally, just be our eyes and ears out there. If you see something weird, say something. You might just be the person who stops an invasion before it can even start.
So, when you boil it all down, this whole thing comes back to us. It really is a choice that we have to make, together, as a community.
You know, our biggest weapon in all of this is simply knowing what's up. Just by understanding the threat, knowing how these things spread, and all of us committing to those simple steps, that's how we protect this amazing lake. It's all about collective responsibility.
Which brings us to this final question. And the choice really is that stark, isn't it? The future of Canyon Lake. The lake our kids and grandkids will inherit. It all depends on the small, careful things we all choose to do today.